So here we go. Yay, it's working. So Phoebe,
Okay.
I am so excited to share you and your message with the world. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are? Introduce yourself, your story, and tell us about building Born Like This Kenya.
Thank you very much, Marissa. My name is Phoebe Onyango, founder and director of Born Like This Kenya, an organization taking care of the special needs children, the total orphans, youths, widows, the elderly, and the community at large. I have the passion. It is inside me. That is why I did resign my job and say, let me do the work of the community by just spreading love. There's nothing much I give them. I can bet to you there's nothing I give them. I only show and spread love. I only teach them on how they can help themselves come out of the problems by giving them empowering education, love, teaching them the jobs they can do to generate income so that they don't depend on handouts. We try also to impact them knowledge so that they can do something like within the community to help the community. Things like tree planting, things like mobilizing youth to sweep the market, things like washing cars, things like sweeping the roads, or going to the market and helping, going to the hospitals and cleaning hospitals, helping the elderly when they can't queue on the long line. So I just teach people to live rightly and to tell them the truth and to share love. This calling came to me. My elder brother, second born, is a disabled, is a lame. So we used to struggle a lot. We used to see him struggle a lot when we were very young. So it touched me, and I said, if my own brother can suffer like this, not doing his own works, what about if I can also be a help to each other? Again, in my community, mothers who have got children who are disabled, who have got autism, cerebral palsy. You see, they used to tie these children and lock them inside their houses. And it was bad until a time these children used to even feed on bad things. So when a lady approached me, the call, I felt it was worth to give back to them. It was worth to teach them. Because you see, most of these children, people think that they are taboo. Children born differently, able differently. The husbands of these ladies, they thought that these children are taboo. These children are a sign of bad luck to the community. That is why I told them they are not supposed to close these children in their houses. They're supposed to expose them outside so people can know they exist. They should mingle and mix with anybody else because disability is not inability. Disability is just something normal. I started teaching them and spreading the good news so they started to know how they can stay with these children within the community. Even some men who had run away from these homes because of the wives gave birth to children with deformities, autism, cerebral, they came back because now we taught them, we impacted the knowledge on them that it is not taboo, it is not witchcraft, it is not bad omen, it is just by bad luck. The children, they did not say to be born like that. They just found themselves like that. So here I am. I'm trying my best to do what I can to change the community. Change begins with me and you.
I love that, Phoebe.
Yeah.
I love it. And
Yes.
you and I connected so deeply when we first met. And every single time we speak, I always get chills and learn something new about your work. What you just
Mm.
said about how you're not doing anything special, you're just showing love. And that in
Mm.
showing love and in teaching your community that disability isn't witchcraft, isn't taboo. It's just who these children were born and with. It's what these children are born with, and it's what makes them unique and special. And how that has
Mm.
shifted the mindset and the thinking of your community, such that parents are coming back to be in their children's
Yes.
life, and to
Yes.
the ripple effects of the work you are doing is so deep. It's so deep. It's going to change generations, right? It
Yes.
touches
Generations.
generations.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me about your school. Tell me about Born Like This Kenya, the school that you're and some of the the ages of the children that are in the school, and what are some of the things that your school needs right now.
Thank you very much, Marissa. Born Like This is an establishment, meaning it caters for school and the non-going school and community at large. The main things we need are things touching education for these children. Education. If you give a child like now they have closed school, but in the next 1 week they are going to go back to school. They will need books. Books. Will need pens. They will need sanitary towel so that when they go to school, a child does not miss going to school because of the menstrual period. You see, in Kenya, most girls will fear to go to school because of menstrual period, because at times when the periods come, it soils their uniform. And when they soil the uniform, they feel ashamed walking, even concentrating in class. So if we give them sanitary pads, will put and they will be safe. They will concentrate in class and their grades will go high. So we need the sanitary towels for the girls. We need to distribute them. They need to have books. They need to have, if there's that torn uniforms from the community, they need to be repaired. Or some new ones can be distributed, the new uniforms. They also need things like therapy. We can engage somebody to come to do a therapy, meditation for one session, so that when they go back to school, their minds, it is fresh. They've talked to. We can do it in form of yoga. We can do it in form of dancing lesson. We can do it in form of music. We can do it. There are many different types we can use. So they also need that. But right now also for the widows, we can need seeds. It is planting period. Our farm is getting ready. When we get seed, the women can start planting. So that after 6 months, we have our own food. We don't buy things like beans, maize, things like groundnuts, things like onions, things like tomatoes, we can get from the farm, our farm. We have the farm, but we don't have the capacity of using it because it's very hard. You will need a tractor to plow, you will need seed, you will need fork jembets to do the weeding. So we need also to plant. Yeah. Now those are the immediate needs.
Yeah.
Things like water and library, those are long term. You don't just wake up one day and think about them. Those are long terms. That's when I can come. Then we can sit down, do a better proposal, and distribute to different organizations there. Then they can think of what they can do. we can engage them with a contractor who does that through Amazon, so that those people are sent, they do it, then they give them the requirements.
Yeah.
But now these are the immediate.
How many and you know, it's such a, I think for a lot of the people who live on this side of the world, right, in Europe and the United States, and it sometimes can be shocking to hear that simple things like pens and pencils and books are, are needed in schools. But even more so, I think the fact, hearing you talk about sanitary napkins and sanitary towels. I remember as a child getting my period and having the same type of fear and shame that I was going to, if I got my period in school and it leaked. So I think most women understand how during the time of our menstrual cycle, it's so easy to be distracted from school because you're worried, especially as a young girl, worried about those things, and to not have access to sanitary towels regularly, what an impact that can make. So that is, like, I'm gonna, when I share this video, there's the PayPal link we've talked about, so that people can donate directly to Born Like This Kenya. You guys are an official organization registered with the Kenyan government.
Yes.
And tell me, the children who are impacted, like how many children are in your community and how many children are in the schools that will directly benefit right now? So how many children are in the school, and then tell me how many children are in the community that you are serving. So like we talk about ripple effects, right? It starts with one person, but we're not just even talking about one person right now. How many people are we talking about?
We are talking about 26 children.
Yeah.
Some are boys, they won't need the sanitary towels. Girls, most the age from 11, with the age from 14 to 18, they will need sanitary towels.
Yeah.
And there are around 8 who will need the sanitary towel. Mm-hmm. So if you could think about them, and the boys should also not feel bad. We can also, because you don't do one gender, the other gender will complain that you don't love me. So if we do for the girls the sanitary towel, we can do for boys something like an exercise which can motivate them, like give them something, education material like a set, a ruler, something like a Bible, something which can motivate them,
Yes.
so that they don't feel they are left. Yes, because they will see when the girls are getting the present and they will feel bad. So
and you and I are both moms of boys, so we think a lot about like making sure that boys get their needs served as well. Yes, you're totally right. And I think, one of the things that you said, which is so powerful about the dads coming back because they're learning that it's not taboo, that disability is taboo, and it's not their fault. And that's a gift we can give the boys too, right? Like teaching of the role that they play in lifting, that when they lift up the women, when they lift up the girls, when they support them, then, and the girls' buckets are filled, their energy buckets are filled, then they can support the men. And so we're all connected when we work together in a community. Yeah. Both are needed.
I like
yes,
that.
Absolutely, we will find.
I like that idea. I like that idea very much. So when they grow up to be responsible boys.
Yes.
Boys who know things, yes, how to handle situations, not to run away from situations. I really like that.
Yeah. Well, this is so wonderful, Phoebe. And, like I said, there's so many things that people sometimes, all we can do is ask. And there's so many things that people don't even recognize or realize is needed, because we don't know what we don't know. So by sharing this information, by you sharing your story, um, people are going to learn what's needed and how they can help support. Um, there's the PayPal link. You and I have talked about other projects we're going to put together to try and, also create more connection and grow this bigger. But right now, the most important thing is to be able to get some of those donations to you so that you can buy the uniforms for the kids, buy the school supplies, buy the sanitary towels, um, and and the seeds for the community. So the PayPal link will be with this video. And I want to just, I've always said this to you every time we've met. And the very first time when you shared your story, and you shared it again today, being a little girl in your family and growing with an older brother, or with a brother with a disability, you learned firsthand God gave you this gift of your sibling to show you what your impact on this world can be. And the change that, because of this, as difficult as it must have been for you as a child, to take that lesson and to turn it into wisdom, to turn it into knowledge of how you are here to impact the world. It's just so beautiful to see how even our difficulties can become our gifts to the world. And I know that's the message that you share with your community. It's a very important message that I share with my community. So, yeah, spreading the love starts with spreading that message that we all have, everything happens for a reason, and we all have a role to play. So, thank you so much, Phoebe. Thank you for being here and sharing with me, but also thank you for everything that you do each and every day for your community.
Thank you for such kind words. I appreciate your kind words, your humbleness. God bless you so much. I am so humbled by your kindness, Marissa.
Thank you.